Benefits of digital marketing. Growing personally, professionally, and financially using digital marketing. Digital marketing is winning move for everyone. How do you have global reach from digital marketing? Because whatever you do digitally, like say if you have a website or if you are running an ad on a advertising network, you can target people all around the world. And that essentially means that you can duplicate your campaigns which are, say, successfully running in one part of the geography to another part of the geography. You can replicate, duplicate, and you can scale up your advertising spend all around the world once you find something that's working. We also need to understand that digital marketing benefits in terms of personalization and low cost. What happens is when you have a properly planned and effectively targeted digital marketing campaign, you get to reach right customers at lowest cost compared to the traditional ways of marketing. The other point is that there is a huge level of personalization that is possible in digital marketing because once customers start coming to you or you start reaching right customers and they start, there is a capability wherein you can ask them for information real time and they can share with you their email IDs, phone numbers, and whatever data you ask for. And over a period of time, you can actually personalize your campaign to a huge extent wherein customers actually feel that you are directly talking to them. This is a huge advantage in case of digital marketing. Going further, you have very easy tracking on digital marketing. There are multiple options of web analytics, online metrics, and things like that through which you can establish a very effective campaign. And you can always look at the detailed information as to how your campaigns are running, how customers are using your website, and what is the response of the customers to the campaigns that you're running. All in all, when all these things come together, you are actually able to drive ROI on your marketing campaigns. The next point is with respect to openness. By getting involved in social media and managing it carefully, you can build huge customer loyalty and you can create a reputation for being easy to engage with. Now, the point here is that a lot of people who are on social media, watching your pages, watching your ads, are to a level open to hearing out what you're saying. Now, it's altogether a different matter whether you are able to retain their attention or not, but they are largely open to know what you are trying to say. And that is a big advantage compared to traditional advertising, wherein people already are conditioned pretty much in terms of that they are being sold or pitched. Then the next point that we need to take into consideration is the virality. And what I mean by that is that you can easily use, digital marketing assets in a way that your consumers or customers actively engage with them and they contribute in terms of sharing it across platforms and making it viral. So it is almost like a social currency, which you can pass on from one person to another. This is a very important aspect of digital marketing, which is not available in traditional forms of advertising. Then the next point that we want to talk about is with respect to conversion rates. If you have a website, then your customers are only few clicks away towards making a sale, towards purchasing something, or leaving their email ID or calling you. So digital marketing is pretty seamless and immediate compared to other forms of advertising. It also gives you a lot of handle in terms of what you want to do to enhance your conversion rates. So all in all, these are some of the main benefits of digital marketing that we should be knowing. Growing personally, professionally, and financially with digital marketing. So we already talked about benefits of digital marketing. Now let's understand how digital marketing can really benefit us directly. And to understand that, we should get a picture of how digital marketing can really benefit me as a person, right? And say if I am a professional, going to the next level. Let's say right now I am a student, and is there a way digital marketing can help me? Say if I am a housewife, I am a teacher, I am a person who is into agriculture. I am a person who is into retail. I am a businessman. I'm a student. I'm a student who is interested in study of science. I'm a traveler who is interested in visiting new places. So anyone you are, whatever hobbies, whatever you pursue in your personal or professional time, there is a way of utilizing digital marketing to get in front of people and possibly make it a way of monetization, make money from it, and run it as a viable business. So that's what we are looking at. And moving on, so, talking about the personal, professional, and professional growth through digital marketing, let's talk about how we should understand this in a full perspective. So, let's go one by one. Let's look at personal growth first. Now, if you are a student, for example, you don't think that you cannot make a mark as a student and you cannot utilize digital marketing as a student. If you are someone who is interested in learning digital marketing, for example, or if you are a student, pursuing a certain form of art or theater, or maybe science or technology, you can still make a mark with your uh, you know personal brand by utilizing digital marketing. So how exactly do you build personal brand online is a discussion for some other day. But you got to understand right now is that building your personal brand is much much more easier than it was ever thought. Today, if you put in some time aside, irrespective of how much financial resources you have, if you're just willing to learn a bit and put in a little bit of time, you can actually put up a personal brand of yours, maybe within 24 hours. As simple as that. So, I mean, you could bring all bells and whistles and go really, crazy with it, but uh, to actually effectively go out there and create your personal brand is not at all difficult. It's very easy. Then next, let's look at the valuable connections and outreach part. So, when you're looking at personal growth, what generally happens is people go online and, or, they are like passively on the social networks, and first they connect with their friends, then they connect with their relatives. Some random chit chat is going on people sharing videos, and there is a way of things wherein things are being done in a completely unorganized manner, and most of the people are just sharing what maybe they find interesting or they find worth sharing with others. And um, it is there's no outlook to it in terms of why that is being done. And this is the very first level or the entry level of using social media or social media marketing. So, people are basically unaware of how they can utilize this power, and they are possibly even not sure as to why they are doing that. Now, you can go a step ahead by looking at what are the valuable connections you can make, and what are the vital connections that can help you in outreach of your idea. So let me explain that a little bit. Making valuable connections is only possible if you understand what exactly you're trying to do, right? So you got to set certain level of strategy in terms of why you are online. And this is one of the most crucial part. It doesn't matter at which level you are. It doesn't matter if you're a student or you're a professional who is running a big organization. Many a times you will find that people are not clear as to what they want to do online. They are not clear what kind of message they want to put across. They are not clear as to how they really want to add value, and they are possibly not very thorough with how they could possibly monetize this what they are trying to do. So all in all, if you understand that you are out there in social media for some reason, then you will have this idea, correct idea about how you can make it more valuable and help you in outreach. So let me give you an example. Let's say there is a person who is studying digital marketing, right? And he is just starting to develop interest in digital marketing. Now how can he make valuable connections? So I mean, just thinking out of the box, there might be so many ways to do it. But let's say he goes and makes an account on LinkedIn, right? He says that he is a student of management and he is interested in digital marketing, and he creates a profile which basically tells a little bit about him and why he is interested in digital marketing. So I mean, this is like the first stage, but let's say if you go a little further, wherein you start connecting with people who are professionals in areas of digital marketing, now you have started making valuable connections, right? Then let's say you go step ahead and you study certain thing in digital marketing. Like say you study SEO a little bit, right? And then you share your thoughts on how SEO could be done for organizations better, right? Now what has happened is you have started outreaching people with certain content which is valuable, right? And you are using LinkedIn for it. So I hope that explains making valuable connections and outreach. Now the next one is with respect to finding a mentor, right? If you are looking at your personal growth, probably the first thing is that you should find a mentor. And it is something that is not to be proven or to be discussed. I mean, it has been highly recommended that if you want to really grow in your life, if you want to put your personal growth on accelerator, you should have a mentor. And today, if you are online, you are, you know, you have somewhat clarity in terms of what branding you want to do yourself. It is very easy to pitch to people and request them for mentorship. Some might be, willing to do it free. Some might be uh, charging for it. They might be acting as a coach. They could be acting as a coach and mentor. It entirely depends on what your comfort level is. But then if you have a mentor and he is a person who has experience in digital marketing or in a specific area that you want to specialize in digital marketing, your growth becomes tenfold. So now you don't have to, you know, learn by trial and error. You have someone who has been there, done that, and he can actually increase the effectiveness of you learning so many things. So finding a mentor is easy, and it is also very much possible if you are digital marketing. Now, next one is increasing your circle of influence. So I think I've already touched this point a little bit. Just to clarify, when you are looking at increasing your circle of influence, what you are basically saying is that you are going beyond your current circle. So I mean, let's say if I am a student of certain college and maybe 60 or 70% students know me, this is my like the primary circle of influence, right? And I should be going beyond my existing connections. So that is what increasing your circle of influence is. I mean, uh, you shouldn't be just restricted to your location or your college or your family network. You should actively go out with the content, with the thought process, with the vision and mission, and try to make a difference wherein you get to know different people who are beyond your primary connections. So that really helps you increasing your circle of influence. So let me explain this a little bit with something like LinkedIn. You know, LinkedIn or any social media platform for that matter. So what you will know is that your first circle of friends are the people who are directly connected with you, and then there is a second level of connection who are basically friends of you, right? So they're not directly connected with you. Now every social media has certain logic and algorithms, the way it shares its content, and that is up to them. But the whole point is, the key lies in expanding this network. I mean, you have to multiply this outreach and get connected with people who are in your second or third level of uh, connections. I hope that clarifies. Now, the next one is with respect to building your tribe and contributing. So, what is building your tribe? So, let's say if you are a person who is like a person who loves to travel, and you start running a blog which is about travel. So you have traveled, pretty nice places within India, abroad, and you start logging all your experiences with photographs, where you went, what you found, what was the experience, and things like that. So the people who are interested in travel will start connecting with you. And building a tribe basically involves, collecting or getting in connection with people who have similar interests to you. Now, why this is important? This is important because this is the first level of monetization. If you really look at digital marketing, you got to have like-minded people at one place, and you should have an ability to communicate with them. This is the most primary part in personal growth and digital marketing. I will elaborate on this a little later, but for now we will do with that. Now let's come to financial growth. So how can you grow financially with digital marketing? So here the point is that if you find your voice, if you find your calling, and connect with the people who are interested in the same thing, right? So what happens is, you are basically providing them that value wherein they can make up their mind on what places they want to visit, or possibly they can read about things which they are interested in. So when talking of financial growth, as I mentioned in personal growth piece, that if you have ability of connecting with people who are similar minded, you've already built a tribe. Your first step wherein you can start thinking of your financial growth, basically start monetizing your tribe. So moving on, you can reach right audience for your professional services, product, or offer. So what we are discussing right now has a lot of overlap, but the whole point is we need to understand that these things are not separate. I mean, if you look at financial growth is there in personal growth and professional growth as well. So financial growth is not something which is exclusive, right? And so there is a bit of overlap, but we got to understand that all these things come together and then they help you out. So when we talk about reaching right audience for professional services, product, or offer, we are basically saying that we found a niche wherein I, or the person who is digital marketing, is able to add value, right? He or she is in a niche wherein he or she is generating content, he or she is sharing valuable insight into whatever that topic is, and that is resulting in congregation of people with similar thoughts and ideas. So then you start having a discussion which is across the board of people whom you are connected with. And once that is done, what is actually happening is that you are going to the right audience for your professional services, product, or offer. Now, that being said, this is where you start generating leads, and you start converting those leads and start growing. So, at the first stage, you got to have a platform where you can share your experiences. Then you build a tribe wherein people come and they are interested in listening to you, they are interested in your thoughts and things like that. Then you start having meaningful discussions, right? And when that starts happening, you can start making offers of your product or service side by side, or you can in a very stealth manner have offers built inside your content, right? So once you start doing that, people might start coming to you and saying that I want this or that, can you help me with this or that? And when that starts happening, you have already set into your financial growth. So this is one of the critical pieces of digital marketing. And if you are looking at personal or professional growth, the whole focus is actually on financial growth. I mean, if you are doing something online, or if you are on social media, it has to have a goal. Now, so there are different ways in which you could use social media. So the whole point that I'm trying to make here is that if you're looking at financial growth, digital marketing is one of the most effective ways today. Now, let's move on with respect to professional growth. And you got to brand yourself or your product or service. So we looked at personal growth and financial growth. I wanted to quickly tie the personal growth with financial growth. I mean, we have made a little jump there, but the intention was that we quickly understand and get a grasp of what we are talking about here. Now, we know that getting this done is easier said than done. Of course it is not that easy, but you got to start somewhere. So talking of professional growth, what happens is a lot of businesses or people who are already into professional areas, right? They understand what branding is, what product or service is, what networking is, what thought leadership is. So this is bit on the advanced side when you start looking at your professional growth. A person who is looking at personal growth is uh, a level, he's kind of an entry level kind of a thing. And the person who already starts doing something, start pitching product, and start selling them, starts moving towards a professional growth. So all in all, both of the pieces come together and contribute in your financial growth. So talking of branding yourself, your product or service, digital marketing basically allows you to reach right kind of people quickly, and allows you to connect with them and make a offer to them in a much lower cost than you would do it in a traditional type of marketing. So the next one is networking in your industry. So if you are looking at your professional growth, you are definitely looking at networking in your industry. You want to connect with people who are, let's say, vertically uh, collaborated, or vertically aligned to your value chain. Like say, if you are a manufacturer, you might want to connect with suppliers. You might want to connect with sellers and things like that. So you even want to connect with people within your industry. You might want to connect with competitors in some way. So I mean, there is a huge space of networking that is there for professional growth. And a lot of people who understand how important networking is, digital marketing is one of the ways to very effectively run your networking campaigns. Then talking of thought leadership. So, I gave you this example wherein there is this gentleman who is looking at expanding his digital marketing insight, and he is interested in the areas of digital marketing. He's a student, he's maybe final year of management college or something. So now, if he wants to establish a thought leadership from this very level, you know, he can very well differentiate himself from an angle that you already have grasp of certain subject. You pick up, digital marketing is huge. You pick up certain thing, like you pick up pay per click, or you pick up search engine optimization, or social media marketing, and then you start adding valuable thoughts on that. You maybe develop your own website, you start marketing your own services and products, and then you start talking about what has helped in your success, right? And then you find that people get interested in what you're saying because you are ahead of that game. People want to hear success, how things are being successfully used. And there is always a space in digital marketing because it is such a vast subject that people want to know how these things are successfully used. So if you can do that, what essentially you are doing is you are establishing a thought leadership. Now, whatever we have discussed till now, if you do all this, what happens is you get identified as a go-to person, within your niche. So if you are doing this in digital marketing, what will happen is people will start looking at you or looking up to you as to what they can how they can better themselves in that particular niche or area. So that applies to anything. I mean, if you are a person who runs a travel blog, people might be interested to connect with you and understand which are the best places they can travel. They might be willing to buy certain offer or product of yours, which allows them to maybe buy international air tickets at lower cost, right? Something like that. So you become a person who is a go-to person in that niche. So that is what you want. Now, I mean, whether you are a professional, whether you are looking at your personal growth, ultimately what you're looking at is being a go-to person in that area. All right. So that being said, let's sum up. I mean, like this is, now we are getting our toes wet on what digital marketing is. And I assume that you have a handle of things, when we are talking about what digital marketing is, what benefit it brings in, and you've started to get a grasp on how all of these things work together. Now, talking of digital marketing, you would hear this day in day out that these are the things that constitute digital marketing, but there is much more than this. But for the start, let's look at what are these things. So you have SEO, SMM. So SEO is search engine optimization and SMM is social media marketing. So what is the difference? What are these two animals? So when you talk of SEO, SEO is basically search engine optimization, which basically means that if somebody puts certain term in a search engine, right? He says places to uh, go out on weekends from Bangalore, right? And he has a list of output search, pages in front of the Google search, ideally on the first page. And there are 10 things you are looking at and you want to finalize. Maybe you will click on first one or third one. If you're too interested in doing bit advanced research, you will look at maybe sixth, seventh. You might even go to the next page. So the SEO is a discipline which is about bringing your content on the first page of Google or any other search engine, right? And if you understand that, there are then whole lot of things that you can do at the back end that ensure that your content features on leading search engines. So we will definitely get into detail of that. And I just want to leave you with certain thought here so that you can think about this. So SEO is basically what are the things that you do on your website, right? So there is this part wherein people visit your website and there is something called indexing. Search engines have robots which visit your website and they index the content that is there on your website. So the website looks slightly different to a robot than to it what it looks to a real human being. And there was a huge debate on which is the part which you should concentrate more for some time in the past, but now technology has really advanced and there is hardly any difference in terms of what robots look into and what humans look into. I mean, uh, you today you have to concentrate on both, but you have to really concentrate on usability of your website. It should be easy to visit your website. It should be easy to locate what people are searching for. It should be easy to read the content. It should be easy to interact with the content on your website. So these are the things that are essentially a part of SEO. But it doesn't end there. There are also pieces with respect to what you can do outside of your website. So that involves getting links, getting mentions, getting connected with the websites that are in your area of interest. So getting recommendation from them, getting a backlink and things like that. So that on a very top level is the SEO piece. Now, moving on to the SMM piece, which is social media marketing, is the piece wherein you have a fan page or you have a company page, and you are promoting your business on that page. So that is social media marketing. So, I mean, social media marketing is slightly misunderstood. A lot of people think that social media marketing is basically just creating a hype and uh, you know ensuring that people uh, get excited seeing what you're sharing. I mean, that's maybe that counts a little bit, but social media marketing is about engaging people and ensuring that they become your tribe. It is not just sharing something interesting and that's it. The point is social media marketing is being done in order to generate leads. If you think in those lines, then you have it right. If you are thinking of social media marketing in complete exclusion and you're not thinking of lead generation, then social media marketing becomes more of a time consuming exercise, and it is not aligned to your business or personal growth. Now let's move to search engine marketing and PPC. Now you'll find that search engine marketing and PPC is used interchangeably. Many people will say SEM is PPC, and many people might disagree that PPC is SEM. So let's not get confused with that. Search engine marketing includes PPC broadly. So PPC is pay per click. So if you are using, let's say, a search engine to position your content. So for example, you could run a ad on um, Google or Bing, right? You could make your content appear along with the searches that are there on Google search page. So that is a part of search engine marketing. Then there is this PPC thing, wherein you can create ads which appear within the content of websites, or they appear in the feed of Facebook, right? So there are different type of ads, there are different campaigns you can run, and PPC is essentially pay per click. So every time somebody clicks on your ad, you are charged, and that's how they get to called PPC. We will talk about all these things a little bit more in detail at a later point of time. So let's move on. Then we have content marketing. Content marketing is basically, you know, putting in content which is engaging, um, which in a way attracts your customers, or it helps you generate leads. So the thing is that content marketing is not like marketing some kind of a content in a way. It is about creating content and then let it do your marketing. So let me share a thought here. So let's say you create a content about SEO, right? And you regularly create content about SEO on a specific subject. So what happens is people start getting attracted to that particular area of whatever you are addressing. And this, in a way, is content marketing. What you're doing is you are creating content, you are sharing relevant content, which is high value, high quality, and you're calling for engagement. So that is content marketing. Next, we will move to affiliate marketing, wherein what happens is you can market your product through affiliates. So affiliate marketing is basically wherein a person markets your products, and whenever that product sells, he gets a share in the sale of your product. Broadly, that's affiliate marketing. Then you have marketing automation. Now, marketing automation is basically a gamut of activities which involve generating leads, putting those leads into databases, uh, segregating those leads, into different groups, and then maybe marketing them with different modes, and also maintaining a CRM. So the entire piece of funnel and CRM comes under marketing automation. So what we are basically saying is that you should be able to automate your marketing. It should be from end to end. You run ads and then you acquire those customers, and this should be a process. So that's about marketing automation. Then you have online PR, which is basically public relations. So online PR is basically handling your online reputation, right? So if you look at how spokesperson of certain companies or political parties address the questions, you will find a certain flavor that they have. So that is a well thought PR strategy. They are working on creating a certain image of their product or services, and that's basically what online PR is. Then coming to inbound marketing is basically a type of marketing wherein you are attracting people into your website, right? You There's a whole gamut of activity that you do which results in a inbound traffic to your website. And when people come into your website, they basically interact with your content. They leave their contact addresses, phone numbers. They get interested in what you're offering, and then you talk to them and close the sale. Let me explain that a little bit. So inbound marketing is basically a methodology which works on drawing visitors into your website, right? And it is not about pushing your message out. It is not on outreach, it is more on attracting people to you. So what you do is you basically generate leads and customers by attracting people into your content or into your website. That's inbound marketing. Okay, so that's pretty much for today. And I also want to mention that if you want to get in-depth knowledge about digital marketing, I actually run a webinar every month on 29th, which starts at 7 p.m. I also take Q&A, and you can actually ask any question that you have. We run a Q&A session for nearly half an hour. So this will happen every 7 p.m. on 29th, and you can enroll, claim your spot. There are limited seats. Of course, this session is not free, and you will have to pay a nominal fee to attend this session. I'm doing this so that we have people who are genuinely interested in knowing more about digital marketing. So once you subscribe to this webinar, you will also get other things which include recordings of all the sessions like these, like this one that we are doing right now. Plus, you will get a 3-month access to a private digital marketing channel wherein we will be sharing all the information that includes exercises, workshops. You actually implement stuff than just looking at what is theory. So that's pretty much for now.